WBC Victorian Lightweight Title up for grabs. This one is proudly brought to you by JPS Coatings, and it is the semi-main event. Albert Xavier fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Laos Tui from Young Bulls Gym.
And Anthony Trejo in the corner with Laos Tui, coming off the biggest upset of 2014, getting a victory over Eden Sayadi. So once again, big congratulations to Anthony Trejo.
But the Timorese Assassin, Albert Xavier.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, Chris Nguyen.
You said, Johnny Kev, this one is for the WBC Victorian Lightweight Title. It's 5 2-minute rounds, full Thai rules, and both of these boys are happy to use them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brute Force Promotions, George Collis and the team present the WBC Lightweight Victorian Title, proudly sponsored by JPS Coatings. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed at 61 kilos, 7 wins, 6 losses, Albert Xavier.
Semi-main event proudly brought to you by JPS Coatings. Albert, the Timorese Assassin, Xavier out of the blue corner with the black trunks with the red writing on them. And out of the red corner, Chris Nguyen from 8 Blade Warriors right above us with the black and green trunks. WBC Victorian Lightweight Title up for grabs. 5 2-minute rounds, full Thai rules.
This bout proudly brought to you by JPS Coatings. Big shout out to John and Claudine Gajano.
Put your mouth guard in.
Yeah, if you're building or renovating, whether it's commercial, industrial, doesn't matter what it is, residential, jpscoatings.com.au, all your rendering, solid rendering needs, polystyrene, cladding, hit up Johnny Gajano and he'll look after you. Custom made, any colour you like.
So Albert Xavier opening up with 3 slapping round kicks to that lead thigh of Chris Nguyen.
We've seen both these boys fight, Johnny Kev, on plenty of cards, and they are both tough boys and deserved of a state title.
Yeah, great matchup here by our promoter, George Kolovos. Both fighters physically, they look fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, Chris Nguyen weighed in about 500 grams heavier than Albert Xavier, but Albert looks like he's got a bit more bulk on him. Nice left there from Albert Xavier. He looks like he's on the mark tonight, Johnny Kev.
Yeah, absolutely. A very determined Albert Xavier. Just going into the clinch here. Perhaps Chris Nguyen looking for a little bit of a feeling out process. Remember, this one over 5 rounds, but Albert already with the upward elbow.
The Timorese Assassin looking very confident tonight, but we've seen Chris Nguyen. He will go to the end, Johnny Kev. Don't worry about that.
So upward elbow from Chris Nguyen just before this clinch commenced over there in the neutral corner.
Both boys, some good driving knees. Of course, we've got our official photographer here tonight, William Liu, WL Fight Photography, the best in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best lensmen that you'll find in the country, William Liu. Look him up, WL Fight Photography.
We've got something like 30,000 likes on Facebook, so get on to Facebook and have a look, and also onto his own website.
Seconds out.
on, guys, get the ice off the ring.
There we go, Johnny Kev, round 2, semi-main event. This is Star Wars Brute Force Promotions 26. And Chris Nguyen is stepping it up in this second round.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's become a boxing contest here early on in the second. I don't know what Dominic or Superboy said to Chris Nguyen in between rounds, but they sure fired him up.
Well, Matt, as I was saying in the first round, he will go until the end of the 5th round and he will always bring it.
Nice uppercut, crossing elbow.
Yeah, crossing elbow from Chris Nguyen.
Oh, look at that. Let's go. Uppercut elbow in the clinch. Great technique from Chris Nguyen. Beautiful knee straight up the middle as well also.
Bit of evasive work there from Chris Nguyen. Looks like a bit of claret starting to flow from the mouth of Chris Nguyen.
Yeah. Very impressed with his counter kicking in that exchange as well.
Albert Xavier looking supremely confident in his centering. Of course, as we said, this one's brought to you by JPS Coatings, and you're watching this on Fight Sports every Thursday night. Foxtel Channel 183 Fight Sports, and repeats on Sundays 11:30 a.m, 5:30 p.m. And with Johnny Kev, Chris
Nguyen, he's rocked Albert Xavier. Oh, a couple of crossing elbows as well. Xavier let go an uppercut, looking to put the chin of Chris Nguyen into the roof here at the Reggio Calabria Club, but Chris Nguyen just countered with beautiful hands. He's got Xavier on the back foot now.
Yeah, Albert Xavier just smiling back at him, but he's looks a little bit wobbly at the moment. He's trying to fight back to Chris Nguyen on the front foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris just looking to unload one elbow after the other. The crowd on their feet. A lot of support here for Chris Nguyen. Good tactics by Xavier, just holding on.
Wow. And Johnny Kev, the crowd was going off that much. Ignatius Missoulides couldn't hear the bell ringing.
Let's go. Give it a good work, all right?
Round 3.
Here we go, round 3 of 5, Johnny Kev, WBC Victorian Lightweight Title up for grabs, and what a big second round that was for Chris Nguyen.
What an absolute fantastic fight so far. Crowd loving it, we're loving it. Big thank you to JPS Coatings.
Yeah, John and Claudine and the team down there at JPS Coatings.
Oh, another beautiful straight right hand from Chris Nguyen, but walks into a left hook and
This one's going to win by knockout, Johnny Kev. I just don't know who's going to come out in front at the moment.
Yeah, Albert Xavier looks to have regained his composure. He looked wobbly in that second round, but Nguyen, now man on a mission, just looking to cut him up with those elbows.
And Laos Tui in the corner, very quiet, which is most unlike him. Spinning back elbow from Chris Nguyen. Crowd are literally on their feet, Johnny Kev.
Yeah, two very popular gyms here in Melbourne. As Nguyen checks the low kick from Albert Xavier. Albert once again trying that uppercut. Nice left hand from Xavier.
Yeah, Albert Xavier now unloading with the big hands in this third round. He's
almost puts Chris Nguyen through the ropes.
Referee Ignatius Missoulides just separating the boys.
Oh, what a seesawing bout, Johnny. Now we see Xavier unloading with big bombing hands.
And this is what WBC titles are all about, Johnny Kev. The crowd literally on their feet around the stadium here at the Reggio Calabria Club.
Oh, lock that one away for the blue corner.
3 down and 2 to go. Victory are the best in the business. 7 out. This is the 4th round.
Round number 4, Johnny Kev, the second last round.
Otherwise known as the penultimate round.
And Johnny Cab, this one literally, the crowd is on their feet and we're loving this as well.
Oh, we've had 3 rounds of action and here we go in the 4th. It's been a seesawing bout. Xavier now tries a short crossing elbow off that left arm.
I'm saying in that 3rd round, Laos Tui was very quiet over in the corner, but the volume's lifted.
Once again, Albert using that left uppercut, right-hand combination.
And both boys, they trade kicks, they trade hands. And I'll tell you what, a bit of a cut appearing on the left eye. It looks like the left eyelid of Chris Nguyen is cut, and it looks like it's across the eyelid, Johnny Cab, so he's got to be very careful with that one.
Yeah, and that'll be just from punches, Johnny. We saw Chris just walk into that right hand.
There's an elbow from Albert Xavier as well, but Ignatius Missilides now, he's spotted that cut. Doctor's coming around to centre ring.
Oh, have a look at this. What an absolute cracker of a fight. Both fighters exchanging punches, elbows.
But I'll tell you what, Johnny Cab, JPS card, he's getting the money's worth for this one, semi-main event sponsor.
Oh, look, we can barely hear ourselves here because the crowd are absolutely going wild over this bout.
Yeah, Ignatius just calling time. Doctor coming over to have a look at that cut. It looks like it is right across the eyelid. Yeah, Doctor letting this one go. Not a lot of blood flowing into the eye, and we're halfway through this 4th round. Albert Xavier looking to open that cut up a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Albert with a real target to aim at. But Chris Nguyen want to keep that glove planted nice and tight so against his left cheek and protect that cut.
One of the best fights we've seen so far, Johnny Cab, in 2014. And a big thanks to JPS Cuttings, and you're watching this on Fight Sports every Thursday night, Foxtel Channel 183, 8:30pm, and Sundays 11:30am and 5:30pm. And don't forget FightSportsOnDemand.tv. Semi-main event, the 5th and final round, WBC Victorian Lightweight Title up for grabs. Strap yourselves in if you're watching this at home. Do not blink.
Good handiwork from Albert Xavier to open up this final round as they tie up in the clinch. Drives that right knee to the left rib cage of Chris Nguyen.
You know, the technique from both of these boys, Johnny Cab, the scoring, the counter scoring. It's a hard one to pick at the moment, Johnny Cab.
Look, it's been a great display of all 8 weapons from both fighters, Johnny. We've seen good boxing skills, kicking, kneeing, use of elbows. Doctor now having another look at that cut.
Yeah, Ignatius Missilides just saying that Chris Nguyen seems to be wiping his eyes, probably from the Vaseline. And the adrenaline they've been pumping in that eyelid doesn't seem to be causing him any bother. And you'd hate to see it stopped at this stage, Johnny Cab. You'd love to see it go to the end.
Look at the confidence from Albert Xavier as he works that spinning elbow. Plants the left hand on the chin of Chris Nguyen.
He's worked his hands really well tonight, Albert Xavier. He doesn't want to showboat too much, though. Big jumping knee.
And a jumping Superman punch as well.
But he's got to keep his composure, Johnny Cab, because it is a close fight on our unofficial cards.
Oh, look at that. 3-4 elbows in succession. Spinning elbow. Look, a few of those shots landed cleanly onto that cut. Expect that cut to be open even more now. Just waiting for Chris to turn around so we can have a good look.
But as we said, Chris Nguyen will never take a backward step, and he will fight to the very end.
Geez, all heart.
The hands, though, of Albert Xavier have been the difference, I think, Johnny Cab, tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty much one-way traffic in this round for the fighter from the Young Bulls gym, Albert Xavier. Oh, look, supremely confident now. Big smile from Albert Xavier.
He wants to keep his hands up. Don't allow us to. You can see him putting his hands on his head.
Oh, look at that beautiful uppercut. Just plants it under the chin, and again, step up knee. Looks like Chris Nguyen just has no answers in this final round for Albert Xavier.
Absolutely unbelievable semi-main event, Johnny Cap. It doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely standing ovation for both of these boys here in centre ring. It's going to go to the judges. It should go the way of the blue corner. But I tell you what, Chris Nguyen from Eight Blade Warriors, he is a warrior.
Oh, absolutely. One tough customer.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first round scored 48-46, blue corner, 49-47 blue, and 49-46, and our UW.
Well, there you go, Johnny. A convincing victory at the end of the day. Unanimous points the way of Albert Xavier. Commiserations to Chris Nguyen. What a warrior. He put up a great fight.
Johnny Camp, one of the best fights we've seen so far in 2014, and you got. I tell you what, it's going to take a lot to knock that off in centre ring as well. Two absolute warriors, and but as you said, Johnny Camp, the new WBC state champion, Albert, the Timorese Assassin.